Good evening and welcome to New York Giants Straight Talk. I just thought I'd have T-Brad's got a theme song. I need a theme song. Hope everyone's having themselves a wonderful Thursday night. Halo, the TV show, comes out tonight, so I'm excited about that. I'll be watching that after the stream. I already got Big LJ in the house. Zach Attack saying, Tim, it's already 30 minutes late. I'm not 30 minutes late. I'm just 30 minutes early. Mike Lee is in his house. Smash that like button on the way in. Williams or Fields, better long and short term. We're going to talk about that in a moment. We got James Williams coming in strong, and hit the like button and salute chat and the Big Tim. Hope everyone's having themselves a great evening. We're going to talk about the Giants. We're going to talk about the draft. We're going to talk about everything under the sun. We're talking about Joe Shane and everything else that he needs to do and things that are not happening and may be happening and what direction this team is going to go. And I know a lot of people have this thought process that, well, Joe said this at the Senior Bowl. This was implied at the Senior Bowl. That don't mean shit. Don't mean nothing. No, because you don't know. Because no one's going to sit there and tell you their game plan for the entire offseason. Here it is. This is what I'm going to do for 2024, guys. Here you go. No, nobody's doing that. We had a big question by the Michael Lee. Williams or Fields? Better long and short term. I would take either or. Honestly, I think in the short term scenario, I think Fields is going to be an immediate improvement. He's still young. I think he's only like 23. So I could see I could see the situation where it's not going to cost you as much to go out and get a Fields. So I mean, you have to look at the philosophy that way as well. So it's an interesting question. Like I said, you're going to have to spend to get Caleb. You're gonna have to get out the money. You're gonna have to get out the checkbook. You're gonna have to make it all. You're gonna have to just do it the right way. Hard lagging. Oh, that's not good. Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Let's switch the network. We're gonna switch the wireless network here. It's interesting because we're running at a good clip. I mean, we're running at a really good pace here. Let's see if that cleared up the lag any. Are we having technical issues here today? I don't know what the hell's going on here. Hold on, let me switch back to the other network. Whoops. Let me switch to the other network. Hold on. Hold on, everyone. Giving up 3 2s and 1s, hard lag. And Tim, yeah, I see that. It's your camera, maybe. No, it's not the camera. It's definitely not the camera. The internet's running like crazy. I don't know what's going on here. Let's check our internet speed test. We're running at 129 megs. So I don't think it's that. Let's see here. Maybe the camera. No, I don't think it's the camera. I don't know what's going on here, guys. Oh no! We're gonna have to end. Let's see here. Let's give it another check here, real quick. We're on a roll. Yeah, maybe if you go on New York Giants Straight Talk. No, if you go on New York Giants Live, maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help the lag. I don't know why I am lagging. Could be on YouTube's end. I'm thinking it's got to be on YouTube's end because I am, like I said, I am cruising speed-wise here. Let me see here. We got everyone up and running here. Hold on a minute. Let me run this speed. We're gonna run this test one more time. All right, everyone just hold on a second. Don't anyone go away. Hold on. Everyone just hold on. Let's see. Let's see if that's gonna work. Hold on. We're coming back online. We're coming back to live. Let's see. Are we still running slow? We are still running. No, wait. I think it's alive. I think we fixed our problem. It looks like we fixed our problem. I hope we fixed our problem. We are still dipping. Gotta unplug it. Wait 60 seconds.
That's what she said.
Then plug everything back in low. Good old Comcast tech support for you. Oh, I have to laugh because what I literally just did is I actually did just restart the router. Hung Dave says, "Hey Tim, how much draft capital would you give up for the number one pick to the Bears? Hypothetically, I would trade. Of course, I would exchange the picks. I'd give them the 6 and I'd take the 1. And then I'd probably give them one of our seconds for this year and probably like maybe a 4th or 5th going into next season as well. If that's all good. There's Tim. Welcome back. What's up, Colin? Welcome back. Everything's going good. Mike says roster has a ton of holes outside the quarterback. If you're giving up that much draft capital, it's going to be hard to find much more talent, especially with the Giants cap situation. Well, here's the problem. I'm going to tell you right now. Even with the cap situation, there's one position in the NFL. There's one position. And if you want to take a look at it this way, there's one position that is the most important out of everything, including in baseball, including everything else. I'm going to switch to this other router. Hold on, guys. I'm going to switch to the big router. Luckily we switch routers. I switch back. You might lose me for a second. I had to switch. I'm switching out routers again. We have multitudes of internet and multitudes of routers here. So I'm switching to the 5G. I'm switching to the 5G network now. Let's see if that runs any better. No, it's still running slow as freaking molasses. It's still running slow as molasses. I don't know what's going on with our internet here. But we see it. We're going there. OG said, I should have double checked to see how he was actually on X because people don't know he simulcasts on X when he does a YouTube stream. Oh, I didn't know that. I did that. And also, if you go to the New York Giants live.com, you can watch me there. Brand new website, NewYorkGiantsLive.com. Mike Lee says, no lag here, and I'm on the other side of the world. You gotta love it. Mike Lee's not getting Mike Lee's all the way someplace else, and he's not getting any lag. What's going on, Mike? Maybe it's maybe you're causing the problem, Mike Lee. Maybe you're the issue. Yeah, we're bouncing for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see here. Could be a YouTube end. Maybe it's the camera. Hey, Mr. Roberts says, hey, Tim, at this rate, how bad the FO is going to be what has been. Settle with a veteran quarterback and not draft a quarterback with high potential so Dan Jones doesn't look like a bum. The lag has fixed itself. Perfect. All right, so it was a YouTube issue. It wasn't my issue. I knew it wasn't me. It's never my fault. How many people are truly tired of sitting here season after season, year after year, and hoping the Giants do something different? Because they never do. They do the same shit over and over again. And you could change out the coach, you could change out the general manager. If you don't change out the owner, nothing's going to change. And we're not changing out Mara. I know that. He's not getting rid of the team. Team's worth like $1 billion. Why the hell would he get rid of it? But the season ticket holders, the idiots, the fans, the people that purchase the merchandise, we just keep dumping our money into a bad product. And we keep coming back. And we just continuously come back. We have to reach a point where we just say to these people, we've had enough. It's time to take the bull by the horns, Joe. Go out and do something. Go out and do an Ernie Accorsi. Go out and trade those assets. Go get your quarterback. Ernie Accorsi said it going back to his days as the young first-time general manager with the Baltimore Colts when he had the chance to pick John Elway, and John Elway says, I'm not going to Baltimore. And of course, he talked about this. He didn't want to make the trade. Ownership basically made the trade for Accorsi, and a little bit of the movie Draft Day is kind of a blend with that. Made the trade. And Ernie said from that day that if there was an opportunity for him to go out and find his franchise quarterback and get his franchise quarterback, he was going to do whatever was possible to go out and get that kid. And that's what he did with Eli Manning in 2004. The problem is this: at the end of the day, if you don't have the pieces around your quarterback, yeah, I understand. You're not going to be successful immediately. But if you don't have the quarterback, you're not going to be successful at all. The quarterback position is the most important position in all sports. If you have a bad center in basketball, you get away with it. If you have a bad center in hockey, you can get away with it. If you have a bad winger, I don't know what the hell I don't know nothing about soccer, but if you have a bad guy in soccer, you got other guys that cover that. But the problem is this: you have a bad quarterback in football, you're just a bad team. Plain and simple. It doesn't matter how good your offensive line is. Doesn't matter how good your defense is. Doesn't matter how good your running backs. If you go through the annals of the NFL and you take a look at the fact how many people have won with bad quarterbacks, people will point out Joe Flacco. People will point out Brad Johnson. People will point out Trent Dilfer. But how many Super Bowls have we had? And those three guys I just named all had one thing in common. They had fantastic defenses. So you need that guy under center. And going out and getting a retread veteran to back up our hurt often quarterback who went 1-4 last year doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense in the grand scheme of things. And I think that's what we need to think about. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to do that. No, it doesn't. You just have to do something a little bit different. And what difference would be to go out and trade for a quarterback. I like this. Imagine pairing Trubisky and Jones this season. Oof. Imagine pairing Jones and blank. It doesn't matter if it's Trubisky. It could be Jones and Tannehill. It could be Jones and the porn stash. We got to do something different. We can't keep just making the same mistakes over and over again and just being like, well, it'll fix itself. Because it never does. Aren't you tired of having one winning season of like 6? It's tiring. And to sit there and bring out the same injured Daniel Jones, to sit there and bring out the same guys over and over again, I don't know what else to do. Because if you go down and take a look at what's coming down the pike quarterback-wise in the next couple of years, I'm not overly impressed with what I'm seeing. I'm not. Wow, I look good, man. If you go to New York Giants Live, you can watch the live stream. It looks better there than on YouTube. I want to thank the people that everything going on with New York Giants Live. Everyone, I hope everyone's enjoying and reading the articles. I enjoyed doing the Caleb Williams article today. I got a new one coming out tomorrow. And like I said, I enjoy doing the website. So website's a lot of fun now. So I'm having a good time with that. Mr. Robert says Caleb just feels right because all the years of bland quarterbacks gives us a personality and wins some revival and energy for the fans. Some people are like, well, he cries. I saw a lot of guys crying after the Super Bowl. They all wusses. And then I love the other one. Well, he's a mama's boy. Yeah, he's a kid in college. Will he put on a dress? I don't give a shit. Don't care. He wants to wear. He goes out and throws for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns and beats me the Dallas Cowboys. I don't care if he wears a dress. Hell, he does that. I'll wear a dress with him. He's a diva. What good quarterback isn't? You think Patrick Mahomes isn't a diva? You don't think Tom Brady's a diva? Joe Namath, you don't think was a diva? I don't care. Said it before. Tired of the nice guy. I want an asshole who can read defenses and chuck the rock. And I'll say it again. I don't care if he wears a dress. I don't care if he's got purple hair. I don't care if he's got Lee press-on nails while he's doing this, while he's in the game. If he can throw the ball and get the offense down the field, matriculate the offense down the field, sign me up. Don't care. He's not a Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen, when he came out of UCLA, had a lot of problems, had a lot of image issues. People are going to be like, well, that Caleb will drop because of all this. Good. I'm worried he drops, he goes to Washington. I am so worried that Washington gets a quarterback. I am beyond worried that they get a quarterback. Because then it's going to be Dak, Hurts, let's say Daniels, and then Jones. No more. No. Zacatech says, why does it seem like sports media is dumber than the regular media? The regular media is pretty dumb as well. I mean, I just think a lot of times what is happening is we're just pandering. And I think that's what a lot of people on YouTube do. That's a lot of people on Twitter, what they do. And that's a lot of people what sports media do. They just pander. They pander to the lowest common denominator that is going to get them the people to read, get them the people, the likes, the clicks, the bleeps, and the boops. You know, if I cared about that, then I would pander to people too. But I don't. I want to talk and be honest about this. That's what I want to do. And the honest opinion is Caleb Williams is the guy. Caleb is going to be the man. Is he and I've said it before, is he a Luck? I don't know. Is he a Mahomes? Don't know. Is he an Elway? Don't know. Is he, is he any of those guys? Is he is it Joe Burrows? I don't know. But I know what we have right now. So sometimes the unknown, people say, well, don't forget to hit the like. Sometimes the unknown, they say, is a scary thing. But here's the thing about that. I would rather have the unknown and not know what I've seen for 5 years. 5 years. Gee, my hand's almost bigger than my head. 5 years. Give me something different. It's like you know what's the scary thing is? It's like having vanilla for 5 years. Then someone drops Rocky Road on top of your cone. You're like, what the fuck is that? It's got marshmallows and chocolate with nuts combined? Whoa. Give me some Rocky Road. Mike Lee says, DJ and Tommy D. Oh, we already did that. We got Daniel's Sports Highlights rubbing and saying, hey, we got big old Chris saying the problem is Shane doesn't have the autonomy and the power to do what needs to be done. Mara's in charge. I don't know completely if Mara's in charge. I don't know if anyone would actually take a job if they didn't have some autonomy to do something. I could be 100% wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd be 100% wrong about that. But I don't, I would hope he's got some power. Because Mara was around when Ernie Accorsi was around. So, Ernie and Jerry Reese. So, I don't know. You hear that a lot of times, but I don't know. Do I think he likes quarterbacks, certain quarterbacks? Mara does, yeah. I think he's got that thing where where his father had Phil Simms. Well, his father had Chuck and Charlie Conley and Y.A. Tittle and Fran Tarkenton and Phil Simms. And he's got Eli Manning. He had Kerry Collins and Eli Manning. So maybe he wants, and this is the thing that gets to be a lot. This is the thing that kills me a lot. Just because, I mean, you had Eli Manning for 16 years. You had Phil Simms for 14 years. You had two quarterbacks for 30 years. Well, 25. Because you got to cut him minus about 5 seasons in between there and there for Phil Simms. But you had a quarterback for 30 years going back to 79. 79 to 2004. I don't know what the math is on that. I don't know how many years that is. But, Zach, what's 2004 minus 79? How many years is that? But you had for 30 years 2 guys. Which means, how many quarterbacks has the Jets had? How many quarterbacks did Kansas City have before they landed on Mahomes? How many quarterbacks have these other teams had before they found their franchise quarterback again? you don't always hit. And this is the thing about the younger fan base. That's why I laugh that we don't really have a lot of 16 to 19. Well, I think it was 14 to 19 or 18-year-olds that watch this show. Because you don't always hit. You may have to go through the desert before you find the oasis. What does Joseph say? Daniel Jones market values, if he was hypothetically a free agent this offseason, $6 million. It was interesting that when he came off his winning season, he came off that 2022 season. You know, there are people in the league that say the Giants exorbitantly overpaid. Some people are like, he would have gotten $8 million with Trubisky money. Christopher, hey Tim, what's up, everyone in the chat? What did I miss? Well, the internet was slow. The internet was as slow as Daniel Jones trying to process his zone defense.
That's what she said.
Dennis Rodman used to wear a wedding dress. Bulls fans didn't care because they won. Patrick Mahomes could show up wearing a bikini and Chiefs fan would still want him. Patrick Mahomes' brother's a nut. Chiefs still love him. His wife's kind of weird. Still love him. Exactly. James says, hit the damn like button. Mr. Roberts says, if Washington hits with Caleb and they improve their tackles and free agency and draft the Giants, do nothing, it's over the Giants. I am worried that Washington is going the right direction. That's what worries me. Washington is going to go the right way. And I don't want to see that. Hey, look, I wrote hi to myself. I'm also watching me on the NewYorkGiantsLive.com website. Emmanuel, what's going on? Robbie says, hey, guys, what's going on? Christopher, exactly, Tim. Shout it out from the mountaintop. I wish I could shout it out from the mountaintop. I wish. I love it because I did the video the other day, said that they restructured Daniel Jones's video. I quit. And someone wrote in the comments section, well, good. And take to your losers that follow you with you. I want to break this news to certain people. OBB Nation is growing stronger every day. The intelligent fan is finding us over now. We're not going anywhere because we speak the truth. Because we understand football. We understand the X's and O's. We understand the lineage of the New York Giants. I'm proud when people come and, and email me or text me or talk to me in person and say, I support your channel because, you're a place that I can go where I can say what I want to say and not feel like I'm an idiot, or because you're not. And that's the thing. You're not. If you speak the truth, it's your negative. If you speak honestly and from the heart, you're insensitive. That's all I'm going to say about that. Greg says, I got to go to sleep. Well, no, you don't, Greg. But I had to pull up one of my guys, bad at your job for 6 years and make $40 million. That sums it up. Listen, I suck at what I do. You want to pay me more money? Oh, my God. Mr. Rogers. Hello, everyone. Isaiah Rogers. He's in his house. Please draft Caleb and hit the like button, says Mr. Greg. Let's see here. Zagzag says, you have to get on your job and cloak Tim better. Mary is closely messing with the Wi-Fi. Mike says, Mara runs the show. Stuff tiresome and not truth-based. He is the owner. He has an opinion, but no GM's going to take a job where they have. You know what, Mike? That's the thing that gets me. People can scream for high heaven that everything's through Mara. No GM is going to take a job where they have no autonomy and they have no power. Now, I've said this before. You're going to spend $160 million on a quarterback. Yes, the GM will. I mean, the general manager will go to the owner because you're spending $160 million of his money. Yes, 100%. Do I think Mara has his thumb on the scale? No, but I think his input is highly valued within the building. So I think there's a difference. But like I said, yeah, no general manager is going to have full autonomy to do anything that he wants. That's just the way it is. I mean, and you're right. Robbie says, knock, knock. Who's there? Hubie, you be ill and ill. You be illin. That's a great song. That's a great, I shouldn't say, that's a great rap. Small fries, Big Mac. You be illin. One day I went there. No, I'm not going to get it. Jets are still waiting. Mr. Alvarez says the only one that elect passed out with the quarterback situation was the Packers because they know how to coach. You're right. A lot of times these quarterbacks get better with good coaching, and sometimes you're just bad. Diago says, too late, James. I already hit it. See, there's me. I said hi. If you go on NewYorkGiantsLive.com, you can watch. There I am. Oh, I didn't change this thing. It says follow us. Oh, I did. No, I did change. Yeah, that's a little PSA underneath that. What is Big James says in 5 years, Daniel Jones has gotten one commercial or ad. He's not the guy. Thank you, Diet Ghost. Salute. Sublight says, I'd like to hear how Dan Jones post-game interviews after losses and the galactic sides. Oh, shit. Hold on. Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Where is this at here? By your command. No.
By your command. There you go. By your command.
There you go. Daniel Jones, you just threw the interception to Witherspoon and ran it all the way back for the touchdown. How do you feel?
It was a good pass. It was a fine pass. I do not know what I'm doing. It's only been 5 years. Please leave me alone.
There you go. Facts take over narrative in due time. Daryl says, hey, yo, fellas, am I late to the party? You're never late because this party's always open. Patrick says, do you think Saquon will be a Giant next year? I hope. I hope he's a Giant next year. Do I think they're going to tag him? I don't think they're going to tag him. And to the people, oh my God, we talked about this already. And to the people that are like, well, you should just let him go because we're going to save $10 million. Okay, he's not under contract. So the 28 plus million you have now is inclusive of the $10 million that you are not giving to Saquon Barkley. just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there, guys. Just chucking it in the wind to see what happens. Big Blue says, Tim, I am sick of the Jones cult. It's like they just want him to be so good. And I understand that. Sound like Soundwave.
Soundwave.
You got the look. You got the power. When everything is said and done, you never walk, you never run.
You're a winner.
Sorry. Go watch the Transformer movie and then you'll know what I'm singing. They just want him to be so good for just. And I understand that. Listen, I understand you invest a 6th overall pick 6 years ago and a quarterback. You had Brian Urlacher come out and say, listen, if you don't know what Fields is in year 3, you get rid of him. No, not us. We don't double down. We don't triple down. We quadruple down. Oh, we got Big Don gifting 5 memberships to Online Big Blue Sports. Always a shout out to Big Don. We're going to shout out to Big Don. Soundwave, what do you think of Big Don?
We love him.
See, even Soundwave.
By your command.
Oh, what's up, Big Don? What's going on? But yeah, that $10 million that you're not giving Saquon Barkley is already inclusive in the salary cap number. So I love that one. Oh my God, that one always makes me laugh. Big Blue all says, what is the exception with Daniel Jones? What am I missing? It's been 6 years. I don't know what we're missing. I don't know what we are missing whatsoever. If someone could tell me, and like I said, if there is someone that is a staunch Daniel Jones supporter, I would like to know. Oh my! I still now you have UV in the back of my mind. Day I was chilling in Kentucky Fried Chicken, just minding my own business, eating food that's finger licking. This dude walks in, looking strange. It's kind of funny. Went up to the front with a menu and some money. He didn't walk straight, kind of side to side. He said, "Yeah." He said, "Like, oh, lady, is this Kentucky Fried?" I love it because it's small fries, Big Mac. You be ill. And sorry, not the fucking song stuck in my head. Oh my gosh. Why? Whoever brought that up, I'm not happy with right now. Mr. Roberts says, Tim, are there any cheap free agents you think the Giants should go after? I liked Will Gay Jr. until he went crazy at the Super Bowl at the parade and took his shirt off and fell on the ground. There's a couple other guys we talked about. I like to get a full idea of who's going to be. I love it because everyone wants everyone now from Tennessee. Before we got everyone from Buffalo. Now we got to get everyone from Tennessee. It's tricky to rock a rhyme. That's right. On time. It's tricky. No, Mike Lee. Tricky is not UB Illin. Let's see. Tim, how confident you are that Jones finding the right quarterback? That is a great question. Dr. Garrett, that is $1 million question. If you are a doctor, I got a pain in my rotator cuff. I think I got to go get an MRI. I'm not overly confident. I am not overly confident. Why? Well, Banks is a home run. Kayvon Thibodeau is a solid double to left. And then you have to look at all of his failures, drafting-wise. Then you have to look at his talent evaluation in reference to bringing in free agents and into trades. It's just not there. And I love it because I questioned it in the video today, and someone in the chat was like, he put down all these things he did in Buffalo. He's like, oh, you're not going to talk now that I just shut you up about Joe Shane and all the great things he did in Buffalo? I said, well, this ain't Buffalo. And here's the other problem. He was an assistant general manager. Joe Bugle, great offensive coordinator, great offensive line coach, won multitudes of Super Bowl rings as in those positions, sucked at being a head coach. Couldn't coach his way out of a paper bag. Just because you're good at one job does not mean you are good at another job. So I'm not saying Shane is going to fail, but this is his third draft. The first year I had to hear, well, he didn't have any guys in his scouting department that he needed. Okay. Year 2, we had to hear, well, this is going to be a better draft because we put Neon in the draft room. Okay. What's year 3 excuse going to be? Do we have to wait for do we need a year 4 excuse now? Zacatech says, the Giants take an O-lineman in the first round, become a fan of the Washington Dry Painters in Tacoma. Chris says, how long do we, the Giant organization as a whole, suffer dump Jones? I mean, we can't dump Jones. That's the problem. We can't dump Jones. I also want to give a big shout out to Big Don for gifting for those 5 gifts. Big Don's always supporting the channel and the kids. We can't dump him. There's nothing we can do with him this year. Everyone's talking to me. Well, you need to trade him. Okay. That $68 million dead cap number doesn't go away. So you're basically trading a guy, basically probably getting nothing back in return, and you're wrecking your salary cap. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Nothing beats that's the best movie. You can't beat the Transformers movie, man. You got the look, Stan Bush and touch. Absolutely love it. Oh, yeah, that's right. You got the touch. Also, it's in what is it? Boogie Nights. Mark Wahlberg sings the song as well. That is the best Transformer movie. What happened to movie soundtracks? Jeez. Johnny ABA said, I thought Shane was the guy, but after most of the moves, I'm not sure anymore. And these things, he put a stamp on his team. He needed to let DJ walk. Instead, he was played by DJ's agent. Kind of was. And I don't know. I don't know what the truth or the validity is to the fact that Joe Shane or Daniel Jones called Mara. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not during the negotiations, but we've said this a million times on this channel. The minute that ink dried on that $160 million mess, and you could tell me it was only 3 years, it was only $90 million. It still goes down in the NFL offices when they fax over the contract as a $160 million mess. I've said it before. As soon as that ink dried, Daniel Jones was no longer Dave Gettleman's quarterback. He was now Joe Shane's quarterback because he gave him the money. And one of the things I kept trying to explain to people, we're going to have these issues coming up shortly. you signed Dexter, Jones, and Thomas too close together. Watch what happens in the cap next year. Just watch. Unless and we're gonna start negotiating and we're gonna start moving some money around. I'm telling you that right now. Just watch and see what happens because you have to prepare for this year. The problem is the Giants for so many years have looked at things short term. The problem is we need to play the game. We need to play the game, the long-term game. We need to play it. We don't. We're looking at the quick fix. We're looking at the Kenny G's. We're looking at these trades that just don't make sense because we're trying to fix something quickly. Shane even came out this year and said, listen, I screwed up with Daniel Jones' contract. We didn't say it like that, but he basically said, I went against my philosophy of the rebuild and signed Daniel Jones to that contract. That's ourselves makes me worried. Mike Lee says, and we outbid ourselves. We're good at outbidding ourselves. Joe says, doesn't Tim have a natural radio voice? Kind of a little throwback. Of course, there's a little bit throwback. Yes, I have a natural radio voice. One of my regrets in life was my first 2 years in college. I took journalism and broadcast journalism. And when I got hurt the second time, my father said to me, you cannot make any money in radio. He's like, you can't make, and you got to remember, this was in the early 90s. So it's not like you had guys that were, back, you had Howard Stern and people like that were making money in radio. So he's like, you can't play anymore. You need to switch to business. And I was like, okay. And I was one thing I said to myself, and I've looked over the years and said that because people are always like, do you have regrets? Regrets? I had a few, but then again, too few to mention. People are like, do you regret anything? That's the only thing I ever regret. Because I always thought I would be. Lombardi. A certain magic still lingers in the name. With duels in the ice and snow. I could have been John Facenda. Colin says the Jones obsession is everyone thinks it works like the Packers, where you just keep replacing aging stars with the new ones, and they're too young to remember the pre-Favre days. I remember when Favre came in for Don Majkowski. I remember that. I remember Majkowski had his big 4,000-yard season, led the Packers to the playoffs, and then fucking crumbled. Then crumbled like it was bad. But Captain Matung said, enjoy your weekend. I'm going to enjoy my weekend. Got the kids off for the next couple days. I just love the tricky part. Hey, it's tricky to rock a rhyme to right. I got rhyme that's right on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. Huh. Met this little girlie. Her hair was kind of curly. Went to her house to bust her out. I had to be real early. Let's see. Christmas. Thanks, Dam and Tim. I love it. You are welcome. Make sure you do go on because you get all the videos early. I'm going to start putting out all the articles early as well. For those that do not know, we have a brand new website, NewYorkGiantsLive.com. You can watch all the live streams from there, and you get articles written by yours truly, with my flair, with my panache. We talked about, we quoted Jaws the other day, and I think today I quoted, what is it, Frankenstein, the original Frankenstein movie. So go out there, check it. You can, like I said, I'm actually streaming it right now, watching myself because I wanted to see how it looked on the website. It looks out pretty good. James Williams says, for anyone who doesn't believe in the Illuminati, I give you Daniel Jones from Duke being a top 10 pick in the draft. Oh, Big Blue says, oh man, Joe has his work cut out for him. And I think it was OGR Sports that said to me, you don't like the Dexter Lawrence contract. No, I have no problem that he signed Dexter Lawrence. I have no problem that he signed Andrew Thomas. No problem that he signed Daniel Jones. It's how and when he signed them. One of the things I've always said is we're very astute at the salary cap here. We're usually off by like $100,000 either way, but we're usually nailed it. We even said, I mean, I've predicted all the collapses, and I predicted we were going to run out of money sometime after midseason, which is why we traded
King of the almost sack.
You got to play that every. I know it's supposed to be retired. I'm supposed to take it off the board, but you got to play it every once in a while. We only traded King of the Almost Sack because we needed the $7 million. Because we couldn't sign a quarterback without trading someone. So the whole thing is we told Leonard Williams he could go. If he didn't want to go, he didn't have to go. Bullshit. Calling it on you right now, Joe, because you didn't have the cap to sign a quarterback. Patrick says, where do you think would be a realistic to be right now if we didn't give DJ the contract last year and replace him with a free agent? Was there a better option? I can't remember. Baker Mayfield. I said it before. I liked Baker Mayfield coming out of college. I was very shocked that he went first overall. And he bounced around, and he was just a guy that people were like, well, New York would eat him up and throw him out. No, Baker Mayfield played on the top stages. Baker Mayfield is just got this flair about it. Again, it would have been about bringing in a guy that had a little bit of panache, a little bit of flair. But the Giants don't like that. But then you go out and get Kayvon Thibodeau. So it's just, I don't know. Mike Lee says, I know, trying to get another song in your head. Could you say, come a chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. No, you be yelling. That was crazy. Hank says, I think Kay Adams has it bad for Danny Dimes. He's on her show like every week. He sure gets a lot of exposure for being average. Well, he's got a contract. He's supposed to be on the show. He's got like a weekly spot. He's getting paid to do that. So I'm okay with that. Joe Shea needs to trade up. Giants need one of those street quarterbacks. I understand there is a willing partner, but you must do everything it takes to make it happen. That's the thing. You have to, even if you don't move up into one. I've said this before. This is what's scaring me. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, or Michael Penix. I would take all four of them or any one of them over Daniel Jones. And Penix has the injury history. I wouldn't take Penix at 6, but I could take Williams, May, or Daniels at 6. That's how bad this is. You just get tired of something. Again, like I said, we don't want the vanilla anymore. We want the rocky road. Can we just get the rocky road, please? Hell, I'll take double chocolate chip mint. Oh, Big Blue says, I'm more confident anyone. It's just a purgatory. You're not wrong. Mr. Roberts says, after Wink left to do what he does, if Banks is a home run, he can adjust to a new scheme. Here's the thing with our new guy, our new defensive coordinator that worries me. He doesn't have the attacking style that Wink does. He doesn't. He does more zone blitzes. He's going to drop guys into coverage. He drops his linebackers. He does drop his defensive ends into coverage. He only blitzes like 20% of the time. I'm not sure how people like Xavier McKinney, Banks, and even in some regards Bobby Okereke are going to fit into the system. I don't know. That's what worries me a little bit. You built around players, around Wink's mindset. And you're bringing in a guy that is almost the anti-Wink. Nope. And here's the thing. For a guy that doesn't blitz that much, he's got terrible pass defenses. Terrible pass defenses. We've talked about it. People will be like, well, he only gave a 3.6 yards in a rush. Okay. When you're giving up 300 in the air, teams are less likely to run against you because they're going to attack your weakness. So yes, you will give up less yardage in the run because they don't care. they don't we don't care. Steve Wilkes keeps getting screwed over. You know what's so funny about the Steve Wilkes thing? It's almost like I wish the Giants would have waited till after the Super Bowl. And Steve Wilkes get fired and you just swoop the fuck in. Would have been a great pickup. Get it right, for the love of God. Get it right. Josh says, if Denver could dump Wilson, why in the hell can't we dump the remedial idiot Daniel Jones? Well, I mean, there's a little bit of a difference here, because right now he is expected to be released. Russell Wilson, he's not been released yet. So you have to take you can't just I mean it's a lot of things. Teams are gonna say a lot of things. And the problem is this: if you take a look at the Russell Wilson contract, yeah, he's got an $85 million dead cap number. But the problem is, I believe they're going to still get $40 million back on that cap number. They say they're going to do it. We'll see what happens. And Denver plans on not being good. Big Blue says also, how long before Dable benches Jones this season when he comes out and plays like shit? Should have benched him in the Dallas game. But interesting point. Luke says, at what point would it come as a surprise if we won? If we won what? Jeff says, I wish we let DJ test the market before. That's my thing. You franchised. You franchise tag him. Use the exclusive right tag on Daniel Jones. So if he hits the market, someone wants to give you 2 first-round picks for him, go right ahead. Take him and let him leave. But no one was going to. There was no market for him. Hirsch for real said, what's going on, Tim? What's good? Let's see. These people wanting Barkley gone. The people that want Barkley gone are crazy. Even Kayvon Thibodeau came out and said, you're nuts. He's like 40% of our offense, if not more. So let's get rid of I love it. Daniel Jones, he doesn't have an offensive line. I love it. Hey, we're going to take a call from Phil from Manhattan. Daniel Jones doesn't have an offensive line. Neither does Saquon Barkley. So why is it okay for Saquon Barkley to not have an offensive line, but not Daniel Jones? Jason says we play the wrong long game based on promoting media. We do. We promote mediocrity. That's all we do. We promote mediocrity. And we reward it handsomely. Listen, I could be mediocre. Hell, I could be bad. You can still pay me. I'll be good. Big L Gigante says, praying for all the victims of Kansas City tragedy yesterday. We are living in a prayer with Shane and Dable as much as Mara. You have to keep your fingers crossed with Shane and Dable. You really do. I don't know, but you really do. I mean, I'm not giving up on Shane and Dable yet. Dable's skating on some thin. He's skating on some thin ice, and he's a pretty heavy guy, so he probably shouldn't stay. He probably shouldn't go out on the thin ice. If some of the rumors are true about things that went on last year and some of his coaches and everything else, and then I love it though because you bring in a new defensive coordinator, you bring in a new guy, and this is what worries me about this guy that's coming in. You bring in a new guy, he's not allowed to hire anybody. He'll have input in hiring a linebacker coach. He's not bringing any of his staff. That's a great way to get a job. Hey, listen, you can come here. But we got all these other positions filled. Don't worry about it. We got you covered, bro. I can't type tonight. I wanted to say at this point it won't come as a surprise if we're looking for a new coach GM next year. I don't think we'll look for a GM next year. Because the Giants have a pattern. The pattern is this. First, you fire a position coach. Then you fire a coordinator. Then you fire the head coach. And then the general manager's gone. Tim, the Giants need to trade up. We can't go on with Daniel Jones as the future. This has gone on. It's gone on long. Thank you. It's gone on long enough. People are like, you don't say anything positive about Daniel Jones. I'm positive his ass should be gone next year. There you go. Was that something positive? It's gone on long enough. Everyone in the NFL gets, if you don't know what you have in your quarterback after year 3, you get rid of him. Not us. We quadruple down. Hey, listen, we don't know what Daniel Jones is in year 6 yet. When he hits 30, we should have a better understanding what he is. James says, if you missed Sports Illustrated, go check out Tim's new articles. I loved it the other day because James and a couple other people said to me, and I love it because it just made me crack up because they're like, oh, I love your articles. You remind me of a young Mike Lupica. I was like, well, I'm old. So I don't remind you of a young anything. So, but thank you, Big James. Hirsch says the people need to remember that Daniel Jones is never Shane's. He was Shane's guy. That's the problem. You see, this is where you got your misconception here, Hirsch. Soon as Shane signed Daniel Jones to that contract, he automatically became Shane's guy. Big Blue also says they better damn good get a backup if you're not drafting a quarterback, you better go get Tannehill or you better go get Trubisky. I'll even take Trubisky, or you got to get. I mean, I'd rather Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew, you know what's funny? Gardner Minshew had, outside the rushing yards, had almost the identical season that Daniel Jones had in 2022. So does that mean Gardner Minshew's worth $160 million? Stupid does, Ms. Blue. Jaws is getting old. The sequel is going to be called Gums. Never. Jaws is still the best shark movie almost 50 years later. Of course it is. Juan says the best. You know what's funny? I got something. Someone sent me something. All right. Everyone just hold on. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. I got to turn the camera off because I got to go get something. Can I turn the camera? How do I turn the camera off? I don't know how to do this. Well, I was going to go get. I don't know how to do that. No. Oh, wait. Hold on 1 second. Everyone just wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Hold on. Had to run to the other side of the office. Okay. Speaking of Jaws, a subscriber sent me this, which is the greatest thing in the world. It's a Jaws talking fish. Come on. How awesome is this? You know, it's one of those, what is it? Those, that fish, Billy Big Mouth bass. I got some of the greatest people to watch the show. But this is awesome. I don't have a battery in it, but check this shit out. Come on. It's a Billy Big Mouth bass that's Jaws. It's going to go up on the wall. I give a shout out to the person that sent it to me, but he doesn't want me to say who sent it. So, but come on, that's just freaking awesome. Roy Scheider was awesome in Jaws and Blue Thunder. Mr. Alvarez says they could have waited a whole. That's what I'm talking about, Mr. Alvarez. Thank you. They could have waited a whole year to sign Andrew Thomas, but they jumped the gun. They loaded too much money into 3 guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Someone else gets it. We've said it a million times, like the scene from The Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler on the plane telling the story, and Billy Idol's there. And Billy Idol, Billy Idol understands. He's like, Glenn wanted CDs and possessions. And Adam Sandler looks at him and gets it. Billy Idol gets it. Why didn't she get it? Mr. Alvarez gets it. You put the money too close together. When shit's going to hit the fan in a couple of years, you're going to have too many guys, 3 guys making too much money, and you already have that now. No one wants to listen. When I said it, people were like, you don't know what you're talking about. No, it's not that. Again, I keep saying this before over and over again. I didn't invent math. People get mad at me because of the math. I didn't invent it. I just plugged the numbers into my little spreadsheet and the math comes out. $62 million in dead cap number for Andrew Thomas, 40 for Dexter Lawrence, 69 for Daniel Jones. Your contracts right now, Daniel Jones, $47 million, 23 for Thomas, and 22 for Dexter Lawrence. You put too much of the eggs in one basket. And then I love this. Daniel Jones, even not on the roster, $22 million. Another $22 million in dead cap number for Lawrence against a $21 million cap hit. Andrew Thomas, $40 million. And a $20 million dead cap number. So your dead cap number between these 3 guys in 2025 is $82 million. And people are like, well, you didn't like the contracts. It's not that I don't like the contracts. I don't like the timing of the contracts. Hertz says, DJ needs to come and go. You come and go. Mike Lee says, notice you didn't say Bo or McCarthy. No, I didn't. Isaiah says, Tim, I'll even take Bo Nix. I'm not going Bo Nix. Bo Nix to me is a one-read quarterback. J.J. McCarthy is more of an interesting prospect because, like I said, he's only thrown the ball 659 times in 3 years at Michigan. He wasn't asked to do anything, so you don't really know 100% what you have. You know what you got in Bo Nix. Bo Nix, when he went to Oregon, he turned into the one-read wonder. Mr. Roberts says, Baker, Minshew, Falco, 3 solid quarterbacks. They passed on to stick with Danny. Danny Dunn injured himself again. Her says, we need to Nix and talk about drafting Bo or JJ. I like that too. Mr. Alvarez says, when our rookie secondary guys are known for falling for big play fakes, the secondary is about to get cooked. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about the secondary. Dr. Garrett says, Tim, do you think there's any chance? No, they're not going to trade Barkley. They're not going to tag Barkley. The only way they would tag Barkley is if they were going to trade him, if they already had the trading partner, because you're just not going to do that because you're not going to go through that drama again. You're not going to go through the drama at all. I honestly think in some regards, they're just going to let him walk. As bad as that would be and as bad as scary that would seem to this team, because then you would have the venerable Eric Gray in the backfield. I love it when people are still like, well, you think Eric Gray is terrible. No, I watched Eric Gray play. It's not that I think he's terrible. I literally watched him play. And I watched him play in college. No burst. Can't get through the line. He can catch the ball. Got dragged down a lot in college. And I've said it before. When I am bigger than Eric Gray, we have problems. And he is the starting running, and he would be the starting running back. When this old man is bigger than Eric Gray, there's something very wrong there. You come and go. Chris says, have you noticed you are hiring a lot of these? Yeah, I know. That worries. We hired a strength and conditioning coach to turn around and hire another strength and conditioning coach, but from Tennessee. Before we were Buffalo South. I guess now we're Tennessee East. Oh, my gosh. Hey, balls of fire. There was no market for Jones. We crashed it and then caused our own Great Depression. We did. We did. Johnny says, this is a backwards for the Giants are in this era of passing attacks. We are so proud of hiring a defensive coordinator who can't stop the pass. He had some of the worst defenses. He really did. We talked about this. We talked about this in one of the videos that I think it was, what was it? It was in 2020. I think it was 2020. Mike Vrabel came out and said, we don't have a defensive coordinator. Our guy was the quasi defensive coordinator, and the Browns still made the playoffs, but their defense sucked. So they bring in Jim Schwartz, who took a year off. They bring in Jim Schwartz, and the defense excels for 2 years. And they basically brought in Jim Schwartz, and he was a and we went to watch the video. It took me a while, but sent me the article about Jim Schwartz because no one really knew what his job was in Tennessee. And it turned out that his job in Tennessee was to be a mentor to the defensive coordinator and to be a second set of eyes. He said this. He came out and said it. That was my job for 2 years. Then Schwartz leaves to take the DC job in Cleveland. The pass defense in Tennessee goes back to being horrific. People talk about, well, he had a 33.5% fourth down completion percentage in the red zone. I always love that because I always think of the movie Mr. Baseball with Tom Selleck when he is a former World Series MVP and they're going to trade him to Japan. And he's like, you can't trade me. I led this team in ninth inning singles on a Wednesday in the month of October. You got a stat for everything. Let's see here. Coach, what's up, Coach? I don't see an end in sight. I hope there's got to be. Kayvon knows just like us. Kayvon knows. That's the thing. Kayvon knows. Hey, James, you want to come on? You want to come on for a few minutes? I haven't seen you in a couple days. I'm going to put this out, see if James is out there. I'm going to put this in the chat, James. if you want to jump on. Tim has facts and knowledge. I got something. Oh, my God. Miguel says, Tim, if they can strike out on this draft, I'm afraid he is gone. I hope they don't give up the farm for one player. I hope they do. Here comes James. I don't hope they give up the farm. I want to give up the farm. I want to give up the dairy. I want to give up the North 40. I want to give up as much as I can on Bonanza. I want to give up the farm we don't own to get someone that could do something. And I don't care if we go out and get him and we only win 3 games. I don't care. Because you can only get out of your doldrums if you have a quarterback. It is the most important position in all sports. We've said it before. You could have average pitchers and win in baseball. You could have average defensive forwards or whatever in hockey. I don't know a lot about hockey. But you'll be okay. You have a bad quarterback. You just have a bad team, no matter how good you are. Mr. McCormick says, will all the Daniel Jones fanboy automatically turn on the new quarterback? Of course they will. I just don't get it, though. I mean, why is there just so much love? What has he done? He won a playoff game in Minnesota. Yeah, and then got rocked against the Philadelphia Eagles. Started 7-2, finished 2-5-1, and then went 1-4 this last season before he got hurt. How is that worth $160 million? Roy Scheider is the sorcerer and all that jazz. Yes, he is. It's not all that jazz. That's my dad used to watch that movie. That's actually a good movie. Tim, my point was that Shane took the job with the understanding that DJ was going to be the quarterback. I just hope things have now changed. Oh, I got you. I get what you're saying. Blazin says, hey, Tim, in regards to Dan Jones, we're going to be a bigger nope. Roy Herschel says, Roy Scheider from Jaws and Richard Crenna from Rambo. God didn't create Rambo. I did. Oh, my God. Yeah, Rambo was a good movie, man. Well, it's actually not called Rambo. It's called First Blood. People sometimes forget that. That's like the Road Warrior. Really isn't the Road Warrior in that first movie. It's Mad Max.
Don't push it. Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.
I love it. Someone in the chat today was being derogatory and then wrote everything in capitals in a sentence. And I told my son, I'm not going to read your sentence. Because first of all, I said, writing everything in all capitals just makes you passive aggressive. And I think you really need to go seek some mental guidance and help. So, I mean, Roy Scheider was the man back in the day. Roy Scheider really was. Hirsch for real says, Bo Nix is a bigger one read than Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. The wife. Hopefully the wife is watching us on NewYorkGiantsLive.com. Oh, my God. Well, Bo Nix is not a captain check down. He does check down a lot, but Bo Nix is more of a one-read quarterback. He's a one-trick pony, Bo Nix. Eric the short gray. Eric is the meanest. So medium Betsy. Hirsch for real says, definitely not 50 Shades of Gray. Hey-oh. James, where'd you go? Zagatek says, attention, Rob thinks Eric's gray is the second coming of Brandon Jacobs. Is that true? Oh, my God. You know what? Everyone just stay off Twitter. Stay out of the Twitter space. I'm gonna do a little PSA while I'm waiting for James. Stay off Twitter. Stay out of the Twitter spaces because they're fucking insane. They're literally people. I'm watching people argue about stuff going, you kind of agree with each other, but there's a lot of yelling going on here. It must be cold. It's got to be cold out there. Are you on the farm getting ready to sell the farm?
No, we're never selling the farm. They're gonna have to come rip me from this farm.
Like Daniel Jones, James is gonna have to get ripped from the farm.
Oh yeah, nah, yeah. We're gonna have to rip him from the bosom of America.
For those that do not know, this of course is James Williams, also aka the Black Grizzly Adams. We got a lot going on, James. We got a lot going on. We got a lot of chatter about what the Giants are going to do. We got a lot of chatter about what the Giants aren't going to do. We got so many different things going on right now. It's just interesting and not at the same time. Do you believe any of the rumors or any of the rumors that you've heard about what the Giants are going to do, what the Giants aren't going to do? Do you believe in any of them?
No. I don't believe anything. I think anything they're putting out right now is them calling themselves smart, just trying to put some garbage into the water and muck it up a little bit. Because I don't think they know what they're going to do yet, which is kind of scary. But I really believe that they don't know what they're going to do yet. Anything really? I mean, we're in the Super Bowl just ended, so we're in that weird time, and I think for the next month, anything you hear is really going to be like garbage, definitely. And then
it's going to just be speculation.
Yes, yeah, pure speculation. Then after that month, it'll still be speculation, but maybe you'll hear some stuff, a little more that sound, the closer we get to the draft is when the more concrete stuff will come. But for the next month, maybe month and a half, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, don't hang on to any word that Joe, Dabo, or Mara says, honestly.
But
in my opinion.
But at the end of the day, though, James, at the end of the day, this is the silly season. We've talked about this a million times. This is a silly season because everyone gets fucking silly.
Yeah.
About this shit's going. Every person that gets waived, every person that gets cut, any person that is a free agent, you will go on Giant Twitter and they will say, sign him. Doesn't matter if he doesn't fit into the cap. Doesn't matter if he doesn't fit in the philosophy. Doesn't matter if he's too old. But we literally just need to sign him.
It doesn't even matter if he's under contract sometimes.
Now you're just fucking being mean. No, you know what? And sometimes, to James's point, it doesn't matter if he's still under contract.
Go get him.
Go get him.
It's like,
and I know it's early, and we're joking about this because it is extremely early to even talk about the agency, to talk about some of this stuff. But is there maybe a free agent or soon to be free agent, or maybe there's a free agent philosophy that you think the Giants should adhere to, getting this ready to go into the combine? Is there any type of philosophy you think the Giants should address in 2024? Do you think there's they definitely have a game plan, but do you think there's a plan? What would your game plan be?
Well, number one, since we got this new guy from Tennessee, you got to figure out what system he wants to run. I think our defense, as a Giants fan, to me, and I'm old school, but defense is always, I know we're in an offensive minded era, and every league, every sports league is offensive minded now, but I've always been about defense and running the ball. Like, one thing I've said to my boys is that I love Saquon, but we need another back. We need we just need a guy to get 2-3 yards. We need to figure out if they know what their identity is, because I don't think they know. Then we really need to work on getting the players, like I said, first for defense, whatever this guy's system wants to run. Wink had his system. We all know he liked to blitz a lot. We know we have Banks. He seems to be a top cover corner. Do we want to work on the back end of the defense? Do we want to fill up the front, help get Casper? Kayvon some help. Maybe get a real linebacker. A real linebacker. I like McFadden's energy, but we need a real guy back there. We haven't had a real linebacker back there in years. Which is crazy. So I would focus on the defensive side. People
forget that that McFadden got benched a little bit this season. Towards the end. People seem to have forgotten that. And like I said, like you, I like McFadden's energy. I like what he brings. His energy. Yeah. I'm not sold on his size. I'm not sold on his endurance, and I'm not sold on his ability to read certain scenarios that are going on against the
Like
offense.
he should be a guy that comes off the bench for like a few play. You know what I'm saying? Like he shouldn't be a guy out there, three downs. Like he should be a guy that we plug and play. We shouldn't be so reliant on like we should have more depth, and more uh um high value guys at the skill positions and important. Like I said, linebacker, we need linebacker, and definitely another pass rusher. So I would focus on defense. I know everybody's gonna scream and say offensive line and this and that, but I think if we need to we have to rebuild our defense because we have a new DC. We have Banks. We want Kayvon to mature, get better, and we need to get a system in here that I think that is aggressive, kind of like Wink, in a way, but. I have to say, man, seeing Spags out there still dialing up defenses and doing his thing, I'm happy for him. But I'm sitting here going, man, this guy's still out there winning Super Bowls after leaving us. And I feel like how many defensive coordinators have we been through since that guy's been gone? Like, God knows.
To talk about McFadden for a second, because a lot of people, I think, have a misconception of McFadden. McFadden did have over 100 tackles. He had 101 tackles. He only started 14 games. But he was only on the field for 737 snaps. He was only on the field for 68% of the Giants' defensive snaps.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was out there,
No.
Not everyone's
he's not all three downs.
Everyone's going to be like an Xavier McKinney or even Peppers or Logan Ryan or any of those guys back in the day that's going to play 100 snaps. But he only played 68% of the snaps. It's not like it was, if you're going to be a true impact starting linebacker, you have to play anywhere between 89 to 93% of the snaps. So he is in some ways a much better Tay Crowder.
Yeah, like I said, a guy that you want to be able to call in off the bench for some energy, throw him out there. He doesn't need to be out there all three. You don't want him out there all three downs. You don't want him being out there like 100%, but a guy off the bench, like a fill-in, come in, like, yeah, he definitely could help us as far as depth,
I love this one. T-Brad says, I've told you my sources have confirmed that but none of you. Yeah. T-Brad, we love the sources comment.
The sources, he's got sources. He's probably right. Shoot.
Yeah, no, like I said, I would take. I've said it before, James. I would take Williams, Daniels, May, or Penix over Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean that's I think if anybody would say anything other than that, then we already know where they belong, what cult they're in.
We already know what cult. Big Dash No says, "Get ready not to spend money built through the draft. We are broke. We're not broke. We're just not in great shape. You got to.
Yeah, we're not brokety broke.
No, we're not brokety broke. We can't supersize." But we can get other things off the dollar menu.
Yeah,
But the problem is this, and we talked about it a little bit before everyone certain people jumped on. The problem is the fact that you did not space out your contracts enough between Dexter, Jones, and Thomas. And you are going to have these three guys, and we ran over the numbers about a half hour ago. We went through the numbers. Where that's going to lead you. And people are always saying, well, you don't like these contracts. And it's like, no, it's not that I don't like the contracts. It's not that I don't like the fact that we signed them. We signed the guys in too much of a progression or a succession. You needed to space it out, and you needed to kind of figure out a way to space out the money. Because we talked about it, James, you're going to have 80 plus million in dead cap space in 2025 between Jones, Thomas, and Dexter Lawrence. I mean, it's just not a good look. Will says the defense breakout starting income. And what about your plus and minus sacks on tips? This is what I'm going to say about Thibodeau. He had 7.5 sacks in 3 games. He had 11 for the entire season. He had 7.5 in 3 games. The last 6, he didn't have any. He has, according to Zach and Pro Football Focus and all the other venerable sources, he has the worst pass rush or win pass rush ratio in the league. You had a guy like Wink who just blitzes.
Oh man!
So you think that Kayvon's going to get better when you have a guy that does a lot of zone blitzing and only blitzes like 25% of the time, and Kayvon's not really a linebacker and he's not really a defensive end; he's a tweener. when we're bringing in the new guy, I'm always thinking, James, did the Giants really think philosophy wise? The talent has been built around Wink's defense the last 2 seasons. You bring in a guy that blitzes maybe 25% of the time. We'll switch it up between a 3-man front and a 4-man front, but he's always been known for getting burned in the defensive backfield. Do you really think the Giants were thinking this is the guy for the talent that we have on this roster?
No. Unfortunately, I think they were going with the theory about like you said, we got to get somebody in here that Dable was going to like and wants to work with Dable and is not going to rock the boat.
It's not going to rock the boat because they've already hired him with the knowledge that he's not allowed to bring anybody. He was going to have input in hiring a linebackers coach,
which is weird. I just have to say that. I know you said that, but I have to say that again. That's very weird for everybody, all the kiddies out there. If you don't know, you hired a cook and then said, "Oh no, but I'm going to get you the ingredients myself. I don't want you picking out the vegetables that are going through." No.
In the kitchen, you have a head cook, and then you have your sous chef, and the sous chef is like the assistant to the head cook. So you have the head cook, but you don't let him hire his own sous chefs to help him make the food that is his recipe.
And he agreed to that.
And he said,
and he agreed to that.
Okay.
That's the bigger thing. He said, "Oh, word, a job? Yep, I'll take it."
I love this one. McFadden. This is actually a good one. I like this one. McFadden is a Chase Blackburn, a good backup to potential starter.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like that.
Yeah, and I tell you all the time, I love Chase Blackburn.
Oh yeah, Chase came back to save our ass. Agree with James. Finish the defense in the mid rounds.
Yeah, we got to finish one side of the ball, y'all. Like, we all want a quarterback, but we still have there's still pieces that we need on the offensive side. Like the defense, like shore up one side of the ball. Like get something shored up. So when we go into a game, we can go, well, the best part of our team is not the kicker.
Don't forget, hit the like button. I keep forgetting to say that. And don't forget to go check out our new site, NewYorkGiantsLive.com.
Yeah, check those articles out. It's a good read for
Check out those articles.
Seriously.
I'm watching myself on the live stream right now on NewYorkGiantsLive.com.
You're so vain.
I'm watching. You probably think this song is about you. Don't you?
That's a good one.
You're so vain. T-Brad says, "I will tell you who my source is. John Mara's, Wellington's brothers, nephews, cousins, uncles."
No, it's the caddy. It's the caddy. You said it's the caddy. T-Brad's the caddy.
Vic Dash says, "I don't think we addressed the linebacker before the 4th round list. Cooper is sitting there in 3rd, maybe." You always go with the philosophy, James, that and smart teams do this. And it's always you take the best value. You take the best talent value. And they always say that if you're a team and you're reaching for a position, that's why they call it a reach. That's a big no-no. The Giants are sitting at 6. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that May and Daniels fall to 6.
Okay.
You never know. Listen, I still think.
No, you're right.
I still think New England's going wide receiver. I still think that if I'm the Bears, I don't trade out that pick because I can take whoever the hell I want, and I keep Justin Fields. So, and the draft shakes out weird every year. Somebody does something stupid. So let's just say, for argument's sake, if you have all the needs that the Giants have Daniel Jones under contract this year. He's not going anywhere.
Right.
And you have these 2 quarterbacks sitting there.
Okay.
Do you pass? Because some people will say you're reaching for a quarterback, or do you take what some people would perceive as the best player available? Let's say Neighbors is there. Let's say you have Neighbors, Daniels, and May.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, I'm taking a quarterback, preferably Daniels, but definitely a quarterback because, one, as Tim keeps saying, and I'm going to reiterate for him, Jones is going to be here.
No matter what.
He's under contract. And if by some miracle he's ready by season opener, which I don't know if he will be, but hey, Aaron Rodgers claimed he was going to play, which that was a whole farce too. But Daniel Jones is going to play next year, is my point. Either way, we take May or Daniels. If we've learned anything, let's learn from the Packers, because those guys draft quarterbacks and they do not put them out right away.
No.
And those guys turn out to be pretty good. A guy sitting for a year is not a bad thing. And in our situation, considering that we don't have a full offensive line, we don't have a full team ready, let Jones go out there, showcase himself for his next team, and get the quarterback of the future. Because May and Daniels have a lot more upside. And yes, neighbors or somebody yes, they may come in and you can plot and put them in right away. But we need a quarterback. And if one of those guys fall to us, we have to take advantage of that. You cannot let that, God forbid that happens, one of those brothers fall to us and we don't take them. Oh,
that was going to be my next question. What if I had my choices, James, I'd go Williams, Daniel, May, Penix. If I had my progression in quarterbacks. So let's say Daniels is sitting there at 6. How bad do you think it would be in that stadium? Because the Giants have their draft party in the stadium on the field. How bad do you think it would be if the Giants, if the Giants all of a sudden go a different, if the Giants all of a sudden, with the 6th overall pick, the New York Giants select Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, LSU. What do you think would happen? And Jaden Daniels is sitting right there.
I think honestly, you know what happened? I don't know about. I think you'll see a lot of empty seats. I don't think a lot of people like you, season ticket holders, are going to be quick to renew that stub. And that night, you may see some toilet paper or some cans thrown. It may get old school. We may have to start rioting out here, y'all. I'm telling y'all, right? If we pass on the quarterback, oh my goodness gracious.
My next question is: when we go to the town hall next year, James, and that if that happens, can I ask a question?
Nah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead of you. I won't even care, yo. Honestly, if that happened, I'd be like, y'all passed on Jaden Whiskey Daniels. What? Yep. Can y'all explain that, please? That's all I want to know. Somebody explain that to me. Yo.
Oh my God. Big L Gigante says, James and I was just saying that Spags is the best defensive quarter since Belichick. What capacity is Kafka's new role as the assistant head coach? Nothing. He gets coffee.
I was like, you want to know? It's going to be, hey, yo, Mike, get the lights. Thanks, man.
I was going to say, it's like, hold on. He's going to be in the offensive room. Hold on. I got Dable's on the phone. 3 creams and 2 sugars. Yeah. Okay, Brian, I'll be right there. That's what he does. They're only giving him the title to help him get a job as a head coach. They did the same shit with Joe Judge.
Assistant head coach?
Joe Judge was only the special teams coordinator, and then they gave him a special teams coordinator, and Belichick gave him another title. That's all it is. It's to placate people. They did the same thing with Andre Patterson. It's just it's the Giant.
It's silly. It's silly. That's all it is. It's just silly.
It's the Giant. It's like the fact that, hey, listen, the Giants only have 57 captains on a 53-man roster. That's just what they do.
You're a double captain.
You're
a double captain.
Double secret captain.
Never seen that before, buddy.
Always good. It says always go best player available. Antonio says, I think if Kyle Shanahan doesn't win next year or so, he'll be out of his job because there's no way you keep losing the Super Bowl and scapegoating your defensive coordinator. Here's the thing, though, with Kyle Shanahan over Brian Dable and over other coaches. Here's the key thing you wrote in the sentence. If you keep going to the Super Bowl, We don't even go there. We scapegoat the defensive coordinator on a 6-win team. So I mean, T-Brad says no, not the caddy. Tim says, would you take Brock Purdy? I would take Brock Purdy. Sure, I'd take Brock Purdy. Why not? Over Daniel Jones?
Yo, listen, I'm not even no real big Purdy fan, but over Danny Crimes, yeah, I'm taking Brock Lesnar. Take him in a heartbeat.
Zach Attack. I could either have Daniel Jones or the Speedy Gonzalez mug.
Well, the mug can hold coffee.
And he could keep things hot. He could probably stay in the pocket better too.
That's what she said.
T-Brad says, did you ever sit and wonder how good we would be if we drafted Josh Allen instead? Josh Allen, I'm assuming the Kentucky linebacker. No, I only have 2 Josh Allen jerseys. That's how I keep thinking that. T-Brad's also taking that too. Max Custom Kicks completely agrees. Of course, we got the Irish His House Rover. So the crash.
What up, Irish?
The first where rookie QB can learn from his mistakes. Big Dash is I'm throwing furniture, Tim, if Jones is there and we don't take him.
Oh, yo.
My
God.
There's no furniture, so we're good.
My man, I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't even, if we go to a game together, I'd be like, listen, man, you don't want to sit next to me for this one. I may have to bring a sign. If we pass on a quarterback, even if May is there, and I don't even really like, but I don't care. If we pass on a quarterback, y'all, I don't care who's there. I'll tell you right now. Here's a good one for you. This is how bad if Marvin Harrison is there, but May or Daniels is there, you got to take the quarterback.
I'm still taking Daniels.
You got to take the quarterback. I don't care if that dude turns into Calvin Johnson. You got to take a chance on one of these 2 prospects because they are highly touted prospects. They've been all year. One of them is a damn Heisman winner, and it's like, I don't even want to think about that. The only other thing that's
you want to hear something, James? You want to hear something even worse?
What?
And this is sacrilegious talking to you. We have 2 second-round picks.
Okay.
I would even consider taking J.J. McCarthy in the second round.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yo, you know what? Yo, you know what, T-Brad? You know how I love you. You got a beautiful wife, beautiful family, but your college team sucks. But you know what? I would go blue.
Go blue.
Let's go. I would take that blue to get that Duke blue out of here. Bring on JJ in the second round. Not the first.
I can see James now sitting there in the stands going, damn, he's the best quarterback Michigan has ever put out.
And then somebody, you know what? And some idiot would go, yeah, he's right, man. That's the best Wolverine quarterback that ever came out and went pro.
Oh, if that's the case, I have to go and get the Wolverine sound effects from Red Dawn as soon as we draft JJ McCarthy. I mean,
you should. If we do, you should. You should.
I got it all planned out.
You should. Like guys, we have to get off this. Like we have to get. It's like I'm telling you, we're in a bad relationship, and we just keep lugging that ball and chain around, and she just keeps mushing us in the head, and we just keep taking it. And I'm tired of taking it. Our friends are laughing at us. We can't go out on Saturdays.
This is James, guys. This is James. If we take JJ McCarthy in the stadium. Hold on, we gotta find it here. This is B. James.
Wolverines!
That's gonna be James.
Yo,
that's gonna be James in the middle of the stadium.
I'm telling you, the T-Brad, I'll be there with you. I don't like that guy too much either, but what? I would be the biggest McCarthy. I'll get a jersey. I'd get a McCarthy jersey, baby. I'll be there like, come on.
You get a Michigan McCarthy jersey, or you you're gonna get the Michigan?
No. You watch your mouth. A New York Giants McCarthy jersey. You watch your mouth, young man. No, you're not going that far.
Sorry, I went fucking crazy for a minute.
Whoa.
I lost my mind. Don't forget to hit the like button. I lost my mind for a second.
Hit that like button, word.
Big
But
Dash.
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Brad says national champs, hail to the victors. Big Dash says, I wish McCarthy would last this. I think McCarthy's going to last the second.
Oh, he's gonna be there.
I don't think I think there's a lot of that talk about McCarthy. But I've said it before, you are going to have to take a guy. People talk about going back to, I always bring up Dwayne Haskins because he had the one season. He had the one big season.
He did.
McCarthy has never had a big season, and in 3 years at Michigan, he's only thrown the ball 659 times. You have no clue what he is. You have no clue if you can. And the offense is run centric at Michigan. So
I think Bo Nix is going to go before him.
I think Bo Nix goes before him with JJ, and I don't think Bo Nix goes until the second round either.
Yeah, so I definitely think Bo is going to go before him. So JJ's unless somebody, like you said, jumps the shark and does something crazy.
This is a good one though, but I'm going to change it up for a question. What if the Giants draft McCarthy at 6? We talked.
You know what?
We didn't have Jaden Daniels.
I know. Yo, I was talking with the Hirsch in the chat. Yo, I can see us doing something crazy and taking Bo Nix at 6.
No, I can't see that.
You don't think the Giants are that crazy to say, well, he's been in college long enough. He's got the experience. He's got the age. Like we can bring him in and that. Like.
Listen, if we're at the draft party and they take Bo Nix at 6, I will pull a Big Dash and I will find the bench and throw the bench.
Okay. Okay.
I tell you right now, the bench better be bolted down because I will throw the bench.
I'm just saying that's he brought that up in the chat and I was laughing about it, but I've been sitting here thinking about it more. Like that feels like a Giants move right there. I don't know why.
Red Dawn, Captain Classic. Went to see that in the theater. I saw that in the theater as well. Let's see. Custom says, like most bad relationships, there are still some delusional Giant fans that think they can fix her.
Yeah, I know.
You can't. I've said it all the time, and people always.
She gone.
I always say there's certain things you can't fix. First of all, you can't fix stupid, and you can't fix not having talent.
No,
kind of goes hand in hand, and it's just Daniel Jones has moments. And how many times have we talked about this, James? Moments do not define a career. Winning, longevity, staying on the field, championship rings, playoff appearances, that defines a career. A moment makes you be remembered. Who remembers Timmy Smith from the Washington Redskins running for over 200 yards in the Super Bowl and then never doing anything again? He had his moment. We talked about it on our own team. You got Bobby Johnson in 86 on 4th and 17 making the catch. Turns out to be a crackhead. Never hear from him again. Moments do not define your career. And some people, it does define their career because that's all they have. You want something that's more than moments.
You brought up a good point during one of your lives. I think you were talking about or somebody asked you, would you rather be us the way we are right now and rebuild, or would you rather be the Cowboys who win like 10, 11 games, go to the playoffs, but then have horrible? It's like, I'd rather be the Cowboys.
Want to be the Cowboys?
What the hell are we what the heck are you talking about? Oh, I get to beat up on the Giants every year. I mean, every year, mix it up with the Eagles, beat the Redskins most of the time, win 10 games, be on national TV, be talked about like I'm so great when I'm really just average, but actually get to the playoffs? Come on, man. Like every year, like we can joke on Dallas and Dak all we want. They go to the playoffs and win 10 games every year.
Isaiah says, how about Bo Nix in the second round? How about no?
Yeah, I'd rather take the Wolverine. I'd rather take the guy I don't know too much about than the guy I know too much about. And it's not all great.
Big Don dropping the super chat to say, I work with Timmy Smith's son. Nice family. Oh, I have nothing wrong. Like I said, that's actually very interesting. You work with Timmy Smith's son. That's pretty interesting.
Small world.
Yeah, it's a very small world. Timmy Smith is one of those tragic stories. A tragic 80s story. I mean, because 80s and 90s, you had the cocaine epidemic And Timmy Smith actually, after his Super Bowl win, was the starting running back the next season. And I think he ran for 100 yards or 200-yard games in a row at the beginning of the season. Then the drugs kind of came and took over. Then next thing you know, he's out of the league. Timmy Smith is a cautionary tale that that sometimes you reach the top, and then after you reach the top, there's nowhere else to go but down with some people, and he went down hard. So, but that was Timmy Smith. I said, hey,
salute.
Where are we watching this draft? I'm probably watching it from the field again. So I'm more than likely I'll be at the draft party again this year. And now maybe you, James, and Dom and Big Don. We need a 4-man booth for this draft party. So I need James. I need Big Don P. I need the Dahmer, and I need the T-Brad to run the draft this year while I'm at the stadium.
Oh, got you.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll lock that in a little bit more. And I'll be calling in probably with Big El Gigante and whoever. Oh, Swing Culture TV is going again, and so I think we're gonna bring another person. We haven't decided yet. Chris says I will put $2.47 on Caleb, Drake, Jaden, JJ, and Penix all being gone before the 30th pick.
All of them.
I will take that. I will take your Chris. I will take your $2.47. You know what? I am so confident, Chris. I'm gonna roll it up to $2.50.
You can't even get on the train with that.
But you can't go on the subway.
You can't even get on the subway with that. That's crazy.
But there's a new hack for the subway because they have the new jump-proof turnstiles. But evidently, you put your hand.
I see. I've seen. Yeah, I've seen them.
You put your hand on the thing and go up and down. It automatically opens.
Yeah.
No, it says his son had major D1 offers before he blew out his knee. I didn't know that. I did not know that about Timmy Smith. Is Timmy Smith still around? Does he want to come on?
Yo, listen, y'all. 70s and 80s in the world, but especially in the sports world, was really crazy. You should read some backstories about what was going on in some of these locker rooms before the game. Before you want to know why that guy was moving a little slow or a little too fast?
I didn't know that about. I didn't know what. I'm not a Washington fan, so I wouldn't really follow. Timmy Smith, but hey, but that's interesting. I got to look that up. Danny Dunn says there are rumors that Giants like Jay at 6. No, we're not taking JJ McCarthy at 6. We're not. Yeah,
I don't see that.
No,
not JJ.
No. We're not. No. Okay.
Yo.
No.
We take JJ at 6. Y'all gonna see a real live reaction. I'll tell you that much for me.
You are all of a sudden ESPN is gonna cut from whatever they're going.
Yeah, right now we're getting a report in from MetLife Stadium. There is a crazed fan running up the steps trying to find Joe Shane.
That would be
yo. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Blazin says I was driving to the statement by Big Dash, nearly maybe run into a ditch. Don't run into a ditch. Any chance we trade down and take Joe Milton? Joe Milton is this name, James. Joe, we did a video. He is a name.
You talked about him.
He is, if you look up the definition of prototypical quarterback, it would probably be Joe Milton. He's got the size, he's got the strength, he's got the speed, he's got all the intangibles, but
you've got the touch,
you got the power.
Go ahead, sorry, I couldn't help it. Sorry.
Oh my God,
you never walk, you never.
Damn it. Sorry, yo. I love that movie, man. Sorry.
James, why'd you do that?
I'm sorry, man. I couldn't help it, man. I keep playing that song in my head. You started it.
I got that freaking song out of my head. You never walk, you never run. Oh my goodness. Joe Milton, like I said, if you look at the definition of a prototypical quarterback physically,
Right.
It would be Joe Milton. But Joe Milton, we talk about all these other guys being a one-read quarterback. Joe Milton is the biggest one-read quarterback out there.
Next to our guy.
Well, I meant in college.
Oh, sorry.
So, yeah, I know. I'm not taking Joe Milton.
Yeah, no, we don't need that guy. We don't need a retread.
We don't need
a retread.
Who's been in college as longer than Daniel Jones has been on the pros.
That's great. And that's crazy too. Like, what are you doing, son? Get out the mess hall.
T-Brad says, oh, wait, I want to be at the stadium. T-Brad, if you want to be at the stadium, all you got to do is ask.
I don't want to be there because I'm afraid I'll rush somebody like Tim. Howard Cross would be in trouble if we do something stupid and I was there at 6. So I don't want to be there.
I'd be running through the stadium and go, where's the draft room?
I'm telling you right now.
Oh my goodness gracious. T-Rad says, quote Jim Fossil, put your chips in.
I'm raising the stakes right now. This is a football game. I'm shoving my chips in the middle of the table. I'm raising the ante. Anybody wants in, get in. Anybody wants out, can get out.
There we go. Let's see here. Speaking of the 80s, would love to see a Lakers Netflix drama on the 85 Bears or 86 Mets. That would be bananas. The 86 Mets was done.
Well, they did it. They did a Doc and Darryl thing. That was great.
No, the 80s, 30 for 30. It's something Flushing from Flushing.
Oh yeah. I did. That was good too. I did watch that. That was really good.
Did a 3-part series, and they actually did a series 30 for 30 about the 85 Bears as well, because they talk about how the amount of hatred between the offense and defense is Buddy Ryan and that. So I do remember that.
You guys suck. We're carrying you behind.
JJ for good times, because it's dynamite. Why are we trading down? I don't know. Why are we trading up? Joe Milton equals Tyson Hill.
I can't believe that guy has it. That's another one. That guy, every time he comes onto the field, I'm like, you need to thank Sean Payton and Yo Mama and whatever deity you pray to. My God.
A big blue forever. How's the dog? The dog is great. The dog is turned into like this. He has become the house. I mean, literally, he has literally taken over. I can't go more than 6 feet without him crying and running after me. So yeah, it's cute until you want to take a dump. You don't want to go with the dog. But where's the wait? Here we go. There he is.
Hey, look at him.
He's already gotten big. Ralphie's already huge. He's growing like a weed. But thank you. Yes, the Ralphie's doing very well. Giants Clown says G.I. Joe Cobra better. Yeah, well, no, because you would have to say Wolverines, but Cobra. No, it's Wolverines makes more sense. Joe Milton would be nice if we're Milton Bradley and we're buying Monopoly. Joe Milton never lived up to expectations at Michigan, but his arm is ridiculous. That's the thing about Joe Milton. Joe Milton can throw through a wall with his arm. He's got the arm strength. He's got a big time arm. The only problem is he doesn't have much else.
I was gonna say, but can he hit the target if you put it on the wall?
No.
Well, then that's a problem.
T-Brad says, I'm wearing I'll work for my quarterback t-shirts. Oh my God. Did you see Mara's letter? I saw Mara's letter.
What letter?
There's some letters circulating around the internet from a fan that people are saying is real. It's
what, that his publicist wrote? Get the heck out of here.
I know.
Come on, y'all.
People are smarter than that. I'm just leaving it alone. Danny does is smarter than that. Tim,
this is 2024, man.
Tim, are you in Jersey? No, I am not in Jersey. I am from Jersey, but I'm not in Jersey. Captain Alvarez says Joe Milton throws might even barely hit the wall.
Well, that's I'll take Joe Moxley from Varsity Blues.
First of all, it's Jonathan Moxley.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And Lance Arbor. Get it right. If we're going to sit here and talk about fictional quarterbacks we would take, get it right. But
You're right.
You all know he was going to Dartmouth. He gave it. Okay.
Well, that means we'll definitely take him. A quarterback from Dartmouth. We want that guy.
He's not a he's not a Bo Callahan. He's not a. I gotta get to work. We all know he's not a Stephen Willie Beeman.
Come on.
Yo, can y'all just see Jaden Daniels coming into practice? Looking at Daniel Jones like, yo, you in my spot, son. Excuse me.
Yeah. Excuse me, son. I stand behind the center.
When I tell you, that would be, you see Jaden walk on there, he all skinny, sunglasses on, no, walking. Daniel Jones just sitting there. Oh, that's the new kid, huh? Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
You sent me the video, the Willie Beeman video. Well, you know, not his name is, of course, he's not Willie Beeman.
Yeah.
He'll always be Willie Beeman to me. But you know, I love that pick that he throws the football from like beyond half court into the.
Yeah, guess what? He looks like he throws better than Joe. It's like, damn, Jamie.
You saw Jamie Foxx play.
I was like, gosh, man, everybody throws a better ball than my quarterback. It doesn't make any sense.
Danny says 43-year-old Chad Powers is better than Daniel Jones.
Well, we know that. That guy has Eli Manning has 10 commercials on right now. He's been retired for a while. Daniel Jones does not have one, and he's a New York quarterback. That's all I'm gonna say.
He is
New York quarterback.
It is the New York state of mind. I mean, can you think outside of Dave Brown, where we have had such a weak quarterback?
In my time that I can honestly remember, no. And it's probably some guy that played for half the season or something that I can't remember. But I'm telling you right now, I remember when we got Danny Cannell, I was kind of hyped. I was like, oh, maybe he'll be good. I watched him in college. You know, even Kent Graham looked a little better for like a few. Anybody we've had at some point, I feel like played better than this guy. This guy has literally had 5 games in 5 years where he's played good. 5 games in 5 years. One of them is the playoff game. 3 of the other ones are against Washington. And I think the only other one may have been against Detroit in a loss. So it's like, in 5 years, this guy's had 5 real You talk about moments, you know, we were talking earlier. When we look back at his time as a Giant, what is the one moment you're going to take away from Daniel? Like, what if you get one moment from his career here as a Giant, what would it be for you, brother? His one standout moment.
I think most people are going to point to his first game in Tampa and the game in Minnesota, the playoff game in Minnesota.
All right. You know what I'm going to remember? Sitting there with my friends, drinking, having a good time, watching our guys on national TV. This guy runs out, swings out the pocket. Oh, the defense. Oh, they weren't ready for that. Oh, he's running down the field. Oh, look at him, look at him. Did he just fall down? Did he just fall down on national TV? That's what I'm going to remember.
T-Rat said, no more football. We should have a little movie recommendation on Sundays. My movie recommendation of the day would be I forgot who I was talking to the chat about it. They asked me what movies that were like that I really liked that were like, kind of like not really under the radar, but a little bit underrated that they probably didn't watch. And it was a younger kid. I told him go watch from the 90s The Professional.
Oh,
with Leon. It's also referred to as Leon the Professional.
Yes, Leon the Professional.
No women, no children. I mean, if you want a good culty classic 90s type movie, you know what I miss? You know what I was watching? And because with the passing of Carl Weathers, I had to go watch Predator.
That's it. Oh man.
I had to watch Predator, which led down the rabbit hole of a whole bunch of other 80 action movies. At one point I was watching Commando. And I was like, the 80s action movies. Oh, then I ended up watching Action Jackson.
Of course. Well, I knew that was going to come around.
The 80s action movies, man, were so bad and so violent and so just over the
top.
It's
beautiful.
It's just incredible.
It's beautiful.
This shit now. You go put this on like regular TV or wherever, this would literally blow the minds of all the sheep. They would they would be curled up in the ball like Daniel Jones, just rocking back. I can't watch this. I was watching Commando, and I'm like, he just killed this guy by taking the blade off a lawnmower and throwing it at his head and took his head clean off.
No, but you forget in Commando, there's a part he literally goes up to a car and just rips the door off, and like the guy's like ah, and it just rips the door. It's like, what are you, Schwarzenegger? Oh my God, is this Terminator or Commando?
And I love it at the end of Action Jackson when Carl Weathers shoots Craig T. Nelson. He had
Coach.
He had shot Coach, who was a bad guy.
That was crazy to me. I was like,
a kung fu bad guy.
The way he bust out, he was like, "Come on, son." Yo, I was like, "Coach knows kung fu." Nah, there's nothing like '80s, early '90s movies, man.
It looks like Action shoots him with either a maximum of a 9mm or a 38, and Craig T has what looks like either a 9mm or 38. So when Carl shoots him in the chest, his whole chest just like explodes, like
special effects,
like he got hit with a howitzer.
Special effects of the '80s,
and I love it. But then I love it though, because then Vanity comes up to Action Jackson and said, "How did you not get shot?" And he's like, "I didn't." And he shows her his shoulder, and he's got a little bullet hole in the shoulder. Wait a minute, it's basically the same gun. One guy got hit with a howitzer, his chest explodes all over the wall. The other guy gets hit, and it's like,
listen,
sorry,
I got my muscles slowed the bullet. I got muscles, man. They slowed the bullet. You saw that, baby? I caught that with my shoulder muscle.
No worse than Bruce Leroy catching it with his teeth at the end.
That's another movie. If you put it on now, kids would be like, "Yo, that guy has powers." Wow, yo, he caught bullets with his teeth. I ain't never seen that before.
Dude, his hands are glowing.
Yo, they should have shot a machine gun at him. See if he would have caught all of it. It's like, all right.
Oh, I can see it now. Look at his hands, man. He's jaundice. He really needs to go to take care of.
Yo, but real quick, it's crazy because, I was saying that 50 years later, like some of the special effects in Aliens, Jaws, Terminator 2, and that's the only one I can think of off the top. You watch those movies, those special effects, and then you watch some stuff today, and you're like, why does that stuff still like hold up? Jaws should not still be the best shark movie 50 years later. The aliens in Alien still scare me more than any other ET alien thing they've ever come out since.
Well,
I'm sorry.
First of all, if you're scared by ET, we got some problems.
I meant, aliens, not ET, but any other.
Look, ET's got these little tiny legs. All you have to do is run or walk briskly away from ET. He's not going to catch you.
He'd catch Daniel Jones.
That's not saying much.
He'd be like, Daniel, look at the light, you idiot.
ET with Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones, go home. Go home, Daniel Jones.
Oh, you should do that on a video. Like, you go home, Jones. Go home.
Go call home. Go home.
No, don't call. Just go. We'll send your bags.
Max Custom.
Oh my God.
He remembers most about Daniel Jones is the moment we cut him. Oh my goodness.
Listen, we're gonna send that guy off with a parade. Like we're gonna damn near put him in the Ring of Honor if Mara has his way before he's gone. He was a soldier to the end.
Oh my God, John Klein says Commando is a comedy to me now. There's just so much movies that you can't.
Don't you love in the '80s when the guy's falling and all of a sudden they'll put the dummy in there and then it's just the dummy? It's like, oh wait, that's a crash dummy. It's not a real guy.
I love it. In the '80s, I got to do the whole widescreen. '80s action movies. Anytime anyone gets blown up, it's always from behind. Go watch Rambo, and then you always have to do this through the air. And then all of a sudden flying like with the. I think it was a prerequisite in the 80s that when you get blown up, you have to go 20 feet in the air with your arms sticking out and do a somersault.
Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious! T-Brad says Daniel LaRusso once caught a fly with some chopsticks. True.
I was gonna say, damn, I forgot. The Daniel son.
True.
Focus.
Focus. Balance. Choose power. Okay, to lose to opponent, not to fear. Let's see. J Sports Car says, "What's the sense are you getting that we take a quarterback in the first round and wait and get Penix in the second round, or wait and get Penix in the second round?" My sense is the Giants.
If one of the top guys are there, that's the only, you know.
I think that we have no sense what the Giants are going to do. To be honest.
Yeah.
I and in some ways I get worried because I always go back to what Joe Shane said when camp broke after the final preseason game. We're going to need to know by at least week 4 what this team is. You just went through an entire offseason. You went through an entire draft. You went through an entire free agency. You went through an entire training camp. You went through 3 preseason games. And you're telling us we have to wait till week 4 to figure out what we have here.
And at week 4, it was not a pretty sight.
Still not a pretty sight in week 4. I don't know.
It was not.
I don't know how many likes we have. How many likes do we have? We don't have at least 60 likes. I'm never live streaming again until Sunday, which I wasn't planning on doing anyways. I'm just trying to think, man. I'm just my brain is like going all over the place here. Plus, I got to go watch Halo. How
is that? How is that? It's good.
I watched we watched the first season a little while ago, just before the second season was going to come out. And Max, kids play the video games. So I mean, he enjoys that stuff. So I mean, it's. But I don't play the video games. I never played the video game. But
I didn't really either. My cousin did.
And everything that goes on there is so good. And it's a good thing where you don't have to think too much. You can just watch it. You don't really have to know the video game to understand it because you just see it. But it's fun. I mean, like I said, it's a good watch. We also just watched King of Tulsa with Tiger. So
Stallone.
That was a good one. We're waiting for part 2 of that to come out as well. You
guys want a good watch on if you got Amazon Prime, Gangs of London with what's his name, Leonardo DiCaprio, Daniel Day-Lewis. No, not Gangs of New York, the movie.
It's
Gangs of London. It's a show.
Oh, it's a TV show. That's right.
Yeah, it's like Sopranos in Europe, something like that. That's all I'll say.
We'll have to watch that. We'll have to watch that too. Do you want to close it out by just saying how wonderful New York Giants online, New York Giants live is.com?
Well, New York Giants live.com is actually a really cool site. You guys should go check it out. Actually, I enjoy reading. Some of us out here, we are in the older demographic, according to Zach G. So if you miss Sports Illustrated, if you miss actually reading a good article and not just watching somebody say some crap on their phone, no offense to Tim, he doesn't say crap. Check it out. The articles are a fun read. It's actually informative and entertaining at the same time, which is what you want.
what you want to have. And of course, that's NewYorkGiantsLive.com. For those that do not know, every video that I do now has a corresponding article that is on NewYorkGiantsLive.com. So today's article was
Caleb, right?
Oh yeah, today's article was why Caleb Williams is the perfect pick for the New York Giants, which was a fun one to write. So I enjoyed doing that as well. I think the why the Joe Shea must avoid restructuring Daniel Jones's contract was a good article as well. That one I just did not too long ago. And also the other good one I liked that I did was 2 of them was, will Joe Shane attempt to recreate the 2016 Giant mistake? And my other favorite one, which I kind of just did a little poetic licensing with, was mediocrity to Mahomes. What if the Giants drafted Patrick? So we did.
Yeah.
We had a little fun with it. We're having a little fun. We got a good article. I'm not going to talk about it today because the video hasn't come out yet, but we got a good article coming. Those that do not know, also go join the OG membership. You get all your videos early. You'll get your articles early. J Sports wants to say, I'm going neighbors. I got to get out of here because I do have to close it out. But I want to appreciate everyone for coming in and coming out for this long live stream. Remember that hung out for such a long time. Get us up to 6 likes. This is James. This is Tim. This is your Giant Straight Talk. Powered by Online Big Blue LLC. See you everyone Sundays. Hopefully you watch tomorrow's video. And you know what? We're out of here.
Peace.
Peace.